Bang, bang. What's going on, guys? You're tuning in to another edition of the main event on Talkin Hands. So, as I'm your host, Preston, from my co-host, Mr. Danny Betts, we're going to break down this weekend's very interesting main event, exhibition, fight, however you want to call it. Tyson Fury taking on Francis Ngannou, which unfortunately it is a pay-per-view during midday, but should be a fun fight regardless. Before we get into that fight, we got to recap the fights that happened over the weekend. Laris retires, loses the fight, loses a decision to Jack Catall. Unfortunate for us, I believe. Both had the knockout prop. Just not as much action as I wanted from the Catall side. Laris got hit cleanly, lost pretty clearly, and chose to retire after the fight. Danny, your thoughts on the Laris Catall fight? And I know you had your big bet, unfortunate with what occurred there as well.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it was pretty much a sparring match. Like Catall was just like super cautious, and like he hurt him round 5, I think it was. He hurt him bad. Now he could turn it up, and he never did. Just threw the jab, threw a couple punches here and there. Like he could have easily, and I'm not saying this just because we had the knockout or whatever. He could have easily got the knockout. Like he was done. Like you definitely could have got him out of there. A lot of people were bashing him in Twitter. Horrible performance, pretty much. I mean, you clearly won, but this was the type of fight. Like, okay, everybody pretty much knows the Laris, so you're trying to build up your name, and that's why I was expecting a nice KO here, but he didn't.
Yep.
He didn't perform the way that people thought. That was his time to shine. Put his name out there. Even Josh Taylor was out there bashing him and saying, you're not going to get a rematch with that type of performance. Yeah, it just sucked for him because, man, he's got skills. He's definitely got skills. It's just like I get the Laris has some power, but it's not to the point that you got to be super cautious. You know what I mean? His durability is his weakness. And, yeah, my max bet did not go – it was going the way I thought it was. He was outboxing him, looking nice, the first 5-6 rounds. But Belletti was after that he started turning up the pressure and eventually caught him. And I thought, he was pretty mad that they stopped at his corner through the towel.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
And he's like, dude, let me do me. Like I didn't even get knocked out or anything like. Which I agree with, especially like that, and that high, for a belt and things like that. It wasn't even a horrible. It wasn't like he was getting his ass whooped to the point that he had punishment the whole fight. But it is what it is, that's boxing. But yeah, like I said, Catall, man, let us down. I thought it was a really disappointing performance, but he clearly won though.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. I watched the fight and it was, to me, pretty shit.
Yeah, boring, dude.
Yeah, I'm not gonna mince words here. I was just like, I almost was like, can I fast forward this? Because you could almost tell this is how the fight's going. He's in cruise control. He's winning the fight. Laris is what we kind of said in there for a paycheck. Gets the paycheck. I think the next day news broke that he retired, or he's going to retire, which made all the sense in the world. Get the last big payday. Yeah, just a bad performance from Catall. Who knows what's next for him? I assume it'll be another English-British-based boxer over there, over the pond. And hopefully he steps up because, yeah, not winning too many fans with that fight. Hit the chat real quick. There will be blood. This is a insane prop to me, but I'll get Danny's opinion. So many good props on FanDuel. I just need one good one, fellas. Tyson Fury to be knocked down 2+ times, plus 8,500. That being said, we can get right into it. Tyson Fury, Francis Ngannou. Danny, thoughts on that prop by There Will Be Blood?
He's probably saying that because of the whole Wilder fight.
Yeah.
He's got knocked down multiple times, things like that. Don't get me wrong, that line is crazy. I want to see. I'm not sure. I haven't looked at those type of props, but if they have one for just one knockdown, maybe at plus 4,000 or 3,000. I wouldn't mind that because I could see that happening one time. You know, he catches him and he gets up or whatever. But these type of fights are kind of hard to predict in a way. Even though I have a strong opinion on this one.
Yeah,
At the end of the day,
I'm leaning with Nasty Nate here.
Yeah, I'm with Nate on this one too, man. It's a boxing match. I gotta take Fury in this one. Like, there's nothing besides the power of Ngannou, and he's slow, flat-footed. He never boxed before. Like,
I don't even think he's gonna be able to keep his hands like.
Yeah, dude, block. And he's gonna get tired, dude. Like, eventually he's gonna get tired. I think, for me, I think it's 7-12. Because I see Fury. I love the over, though. Isn't the over? I didn't check. What was the over on this?
So
5.5?
So it's 4.5 rounds.
Oh, I love the
over under. But I believe the fight's 10 rounds.
Right. Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's 10 rounds, 3-minute rounds, and current round prop 4.5, like 110 each way.
I love the over. Over 4.5, I would bet. Because I think, Tyson's going to be cautious. Fury's going to be cautious in the beginning. You might see him joke around a little bit, jabbing a little bit, like, ha-ha, motherfucker, like, dumb shit like that or whatever. And 3 minutes, it goes quick, and then once they get close, they probably clinch up and things like that. I think we hit the over, and then I'm going to sprinkle probably like round 7 and 8. I think that's when he takes him out. After Ngannou gets tired a little bit and there's a little bit more punishment, he takes him out in round 7 and 8, in my opinion. But I love the over. I actually might bet that like a couple units.
Yeah, because the whole thing with this fight is I try to think of what Fury's like game plan is, because I'm not saying it's the exact same fight as McGregor fighting Floyd, 5-6 years ago. But I think it has that similar feel where Floyd kind of carried Conor, and then Conor, being the egotistical like douchebag that he is, thought he actually was in a good fight with, Floyd, when Floyd literally carried him through 10 rounds, and the last 2 rounds put on him, got the stoppage. What's going on, Big Show in the chat? And yeah, I think it's the same thing. I think Fury doesn't really fight too much at the beginning. Like you were saying, I think he jabs, plays it up to the crowd, probably dances a bit. Yeah. And Ngannou, you'll see him, at the beginning, he'll have fun with it. Then round 3, 4, 5, he's going to get very frustrated and angry. And then he's going to just start winging punches. And Fury's probably just going to pop him, hit him. And and for a stoppage, I think it's just going to be accumulation of punches where Ngannou's just against the corner, against the ropes, just getting beaten up, or it's like corner's going to throw the towel in, because as we know, it's already booked basically. Fury Usyk's going to come in after the fight, do this the stare down, like right after the fight for December. And that fight's already booked for December 23rd. So, yeah, I love Tyson Fury KO. I endorse your over 4.5 as well.
I won't. What's up, G? I ain't gonna lie. I won't be surprised even if he got a decision, because just messing with him, whatever. And we know Ngannou's durable. Like, I know he knocks people out like in a minute or two, but like the hits that he has taken by like Stipe and whoever. He eats them clean. I know it's Tyson Fury, but I love the over, for real. And let's just pray that there's no injuries, especially on the Fury side, because I don't want anything to mess up the Usyk fight, man. For real, I really want to see that. Yeah.
What's going on, Guillermo? Guillermo, current leader in the cappers contest. I'm second, Guillermo.
Oh, really? Nice.
I'm second, Guillermo. I'm coming for you. Me and Jeff are tied for second, so... but yeah, Guillermo's doing very well. The NFL cappers contest. Hey, people are saying it. There's people out there, how it is. I love it. I love the over. I love the over 4.5. Like I said, even money for both. And I kind of what you just said. I'm sure the KO props juice to hell. And then Fury somehow and Ngannou survived to a decision, and they'll have like an odds boost with. Fury KO, and everyone's going to lose their money on the odds boost. And yeah, Dirty Rag says it pretty
Yeah.
clearly as well.
I mean, a lucky punch. I mean, we all know he's got power, but that's the only way he wins, dude. He lands something lands crazy. That's it. That's the only way.
Yeah, because the only guy I thought who really translated well was, I know Diaz has had a couple boxing matches. There's one other guy, I can't recall the MMA fighter, but he translated pretty well. Like Jens Pulver was good too.
Yeah.
There was one guy who actually did like well in boxing, but when he came into MMA, he had nothing on the ground. And I guess that's like what Ngannou thinks. And heavyweight, it tends to be a little more sloppy, but Fury has the technical skills that we all know. Yeah, I agree. I agree with Dirty Rag here, but this is the money fight.
Yeah, I mean, why not go straight to the big bag, bro? He's getting paid. Yeah. Like, I get it. You don't want to mess it up. Imagine him getting like losing to some, nobody or whatever.
Oh, it would look horrible. They did that with PFL, that Clarissa Shields. She went to PFL, and I think she lost her first or second fight, and they were saying she was going to fight Kayla Harrison, and then they never got to make, the money fight.
Oh, she would have got destroyed.
Which is, funny. And yeah, G, I'm coming, G, I'm coming. Yeah, I mean, Dirty Rag, yeah, completely agreed with Dirty Rag here, because Ngannou, so he fights this fight, then the PFL has an event the end of next month, and I think he signed with PFL.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he is.
Yeah, and I'm sure he's going to do the PFL tournament next year, so this is a perfect, like, in-between type thing. But yeah, I agree. It kind of sucks with what happened with Ngannou with the contract situation. Couldn't get that sorted out. Isn't in the UFC, but he definitely wouldn't make as much money as he's making this.
Oh,
week.
no.
Yeah, I don't think people aren't. Once the disclosed purses come out, I don't think people are gonna. I think people are gonna be shocked.
Dude, and what helps is. I try not to bash it because I get it. Like, it's entertaining and stuff. But at the same time, they're bringing in two different audiences. You got boxing fans that don't much. Some of them don't know about MMA. So they're like, oh, who's this guy? And then you got MMA fans that don't know much about boxing. And they, learn about Fury. So more audience, more money, more bigger bag.
Yeah, and I mean, it makes total sense. Like, I know we really trashed it at the time when it got announced, but now that they already have the Usyk fight in place, makes total sense because the UFC fans come watch this fight. They see this guy, this schlub, beat the hell out of the champion, and then they're like, "Oh, when's he fighting next?
Yeah.
Oh, 2 months. Buy the pay-per-view." Versus like a guy who's in Usyk, who is definitely the most technical guy. He's going to fight. That'll be a fun one when we get to that fight because I still don't know where I'm going with that fight, just because I think that size difference is such a killer for Usyk, even though I think he's technically better than Fury. But we'll get to that fight in 2 months. There will be blood here. Interesting comment. Fury decision. Then there has to be a rematch. Francis gets another 10 million, loses. I know it's a narrative. I think it's a one and done for Ngannou personally. What are your thoughts, Danny? Do you think Francis keeps boxing after this fight, or one and done type thing?
I mean, I want to say one and done, but I'm pretty sure he's gonna leave. If an opportunity comes out of nowhere, you know what I mean. I think he goes to PFL and tries to kill people over there.
Yeah.
PFL is looking pretty nice right now, but I know that door's still gonna be open, just in case, another big fight. But I think he's one and done.
Yeah, because I think the only guy he could potentially fight is a Wilder or Joshua after this fight. And if this fight goes away, I think we think it will go. Yeah. I don't think he wants to fight Deontay Wilder because I think Wilder.
Dude, I would be more excited for that one. Like, these dudes going at it, hitting each other. Like, oh, man.
Yeah, but even then, I think people kind of discredit Deontay Wilder, too. I don't think he's, technically great or anything, but he's
still a boxer. Yeah, don't get it twisted. He's still a boxer.
Yeah, decent enough boxing to where I think he would avoid all the big shots. Like the biggest issue with Ngannou is how low he carries his hands and how he winds up. That
Yeah.
in boxing against a guy like Fury is just going to get popped
He's so
left and
flat-footed
right.
though. Like
Yeah,
he is so flat-footed. I'm telling Fury's gonna be bouncing around, dancing, pop, pop, pop.
yeah, yeah. It's a horrible matchup for Ngannou.
Yeah.
Horrible matchup, and that is the fight
Yeah.
to make for sure. Dirty Reg, Joshua Wilder.
For sure, I want to see that, man. See, my dream, I keep telling Preston about it, is Usyk and Fury, and then the co-main event, Joshua Wilder. That shit would be crazy. That would be insane. And then obviously, see who wins, and the winner gets the winner.
Yeah, because I think they have to do Joshua Wilder because they've been speaking about it for years. Like
I know, dude. Ruiz messed it up, obviously, when he knocked him out. Knocked out Joshua, but
and then Fury still hasn't fought Joshua. Like that was supposed to be a big money fight, which sucked. But there will be blood. Thanks, guys. As you can tell, MMA. Yeah, no problem. There will be blood. Yeah, I think that there's gonna be a lot more MMA people watching.
See, but this proves my point.
Yeah.
You get MMA fans here, and they're actually watching the heavyweight champion in boxing, so they get to learn a little bit more about the boxing side.
Yeah, I guess I'll go over. So this is kind of I won't say like shocking, but currently at mybookie.ag, if you guys need a book, deposit actually to mybookie.ag, promo code PUBSPORTS, 50% deposit bonus, match credit, debit, 100% Bitcoin, up to $1,000. Use the Bitcoin, mybookie.ag, promo code PUBSPORTS. So the line for this fight has been like insane. So MyBookie has it at -900, and then FanDuel is showing -2,000.
It's I noticed that. I'm like, man, all these bookies got a different, different price. That like double. I don't think I've seen that before. That much of a difference.
Because I was gonna say, if you can get anything under 1,000, obviously anything can happen. It's a fight, but to me, it's as safe as it can get. Unless there's some like shady like DQ type thing, which would that happened in the the Danis fight. But even then, Danis lost. He was getting his ass kicked by Paul. But I think this is pretty much as safe as it gets. What are your thoughts on that with those odds, Dan?
Yeah, -900, man. It's like not the. I mean, you could throw in a parlay, but -2,000 is crazy. But like -900, that's a great price for Fury.
Yeah, I part of me also thinks, how much are they gonna let you bet on the fight, since it's kind of, I don't want to say it's an exhibition, but it's like kind of like a fantasy type matchup. It's not like your Crawford Spence where people are betting tens of hundreds of thousands. So I'm curious to see what the limits are for this one. There's another fight. I don't know if you looked at it at all or want to talk about it, but Eduardo Hernandez is fighting.
Oh yeah, Ochaki
Foster, and Foster is the guy who upset Ray Vargas. I know we did that fight. That was a while ago, but that's another pretty good, interesting fight. Lower weight, separate fight card though. I believe this is. I don't know if it's Showtime or DAZN, but that
is DAZN.
Okay, so this is a separate fight, but we can like touch on that if you have anything for that fight.
And we got Amanda Serrano too on Friday. She's fighting I forget her name, but some Brazilian. But what's crazy, Amanda Serrano, her fight, it's 12 rounds. They made it into 12 rounds. I'm really interested in that fight. At first, I gotta do more digging about her opponent, but I really like Serrano in that fight. I just don't know if it was a knockout or decision. I'm kind of leaning decision just because of the added 12 rounds. It's kind of like one of those like, oh, I want to show the world that women boxing could go 12 rounds and it should be 12 rounds. But I don't know. We'll see. But the Foster and Hernandez fight, yeah, Ray Rodriguez went up a weight class to fight Foster for the belt. He lost. Foster looked great. Good athletic boxer, not crazy power, but a good counter puncher. And Rocky Hernandez, dude, he's just he made me some money, man. He's a power puncher, just Mexican style. Come forward, throw bombs, good body work. He lost to Robert Gutierrez in the first round. Got knocked out by Gutierrez. I was surprised. I'm like, wow, I wasn't expecting that. That was a red flag for me. Level competition. Foster way more better competition. Hernandez weaker, schedule, whatever.
Yeah.
The crazy thing is, this fight is in Cancun, Mexico.
Yeah, I just saw that.
Yeah, so Foster is going to Mexico, and people are talking about Hernandez being with the zone, and I get that. Like, you're scared of the judges and the promotion, but at the same time, people are not talking about Foster being a free agent. I think this is a great opportunity for him to have a good performance and then get signed by the zone and a good contract. I'm leaning right now by decision Foster. It's just like level of competition. I think he's the better boxer. Not more more power. Hernandez got more power, but Hernandez hasn't been outside like the sixth or seventh round in his whole career.
Yeah,
level competition, hasn't been out of 6th, 7th round. I'm taking, and what's crazy is I'm gonna keep waiting because money keeps coming in at Hernandez. Now Foster's like minus 175.
Yeah, I was gonna. That's actually what I was gonna bring up. So
Yeah.
the line opened. Granted, who knows when you could bet this, how long this was up. It opened minus 400 for Foster. So now it's under 200, and it does seem to, because there's a book on. One book is hanging 125. William Hill, Foster minus 125.
Wow.
So
yeah, money's pouring on Hernandez.
Yeah, so I have to watch this Hernandez guy because Foster, I thought, looked very slick, clean against Vargas. I thought, they might have given it to Vargas because Vargas was more like the household name, but Foster got the win. And now, like you said, it's in Mexico. Is there going to be some shady activity? Who knows?
I think that's one of the reasons, and then you get, obviously there's a ton of Mexican fans. I guarantee they're pouring money on that. I know it's going to be a smaller ring, Mexico, but there's just too many question marks when it comes to being a guy like Foster in my eyes. Like, I think he's too slick. He's going to counter the shit out of Hernandez, in my opinion. As long as he could take his punch, which I think I haven't seen anything that says otherwise. Like, he could take a punch. I've never seen him hurt or anything. I gotta take Foster, bro. I'm just gonna wait. Like, this line is crazy. All this money coming in on Hernandez, and I get it. I would line it up to like Foster, like minus 275, maybe 300 max. So I get the value, but I gotta go on the Foster side.
Yeah, I just, that was kind of, I'm not saying it's a red flag or anything, but it is crazy how quickly it keeps dropping and dropping and dropping. And obviously it's a secondary fight for like the night. The big fight's obviously Fury and Ngannou. If Fury and Ngannou will be long done. I think that fight's going to be in the afternoon. This will be at night. So, but yeah, I don't understand the line. Like I said, I'll have to watch more of Hernandez because I remember the Foster fight. Foster beat Vargas. Vargas was undefeated at the time, and that was an upset. And now he's going to Mexico against a guy who I think every fight's been in Mexico for this guy.
I think maybe one, except one, I think.
But. Yeah, so I'm kind of like perplexed by the line, maybe. Maybe the books know something we don't. But, yeah, I would be all over Foster here. That being said, if you guys in the chat have anything else like to comment, let us know. Make sure as always hit the like button. Drop a comment down below with your thoughts, best picks, and predictions, and we'll close it out here with our best bet. Danny, you can do Fury Ngannou, Foster, Hernandez, whatever you would like.
I'll just do all three. Like I said, I love the over for the Fury fight. Ngannou over, what was it? Over 4.5.
4.5. Yep.
Minus
10-round fight, but
even odds. I think it was.
Yeah,
much.
like 110, 110.
Yeah, pick them. So I like the over for that fight. I like Foster. Right now, I might just take money line the way that line is going. If I had a pick, I think is decision. If he does stop him, I would guess it's like round 9 to 12 because Hernandez, like I said, hasn't been over 6 or 7 rounds. We don't know how he's gonna be later on. I'm guessing he might get a little tired, and then Foster has the opportunity to take him out later. And Serrano right now, I'm leaning decision. I gotta go back to that, but I'm leaning decision right now. But she could definitely get the knockout too. So we'll see.
Yeah, I hard to argue with any of those points because to me right now the line that perplexes me the most is the Foster one. I have to watch more of Hernandez, but Foster minus 125 currently. Tough to not take that, and I do think Fury carries Ngannou over those 4.5 rounds. I don't think he's. I mean, I'd be shocked if he's there to make a statement, get a KO in round 1. But I think Ngannou survives. I will side with you there for Ngannou over 4.5. Give me Foster minus 125. That'll do it for us, guys. Like I said, if you guys have anything to add, let us know. Danny, you can whatever you got left, and we'll shut her down.
I'm still looking at a couple fights this weekend. Just follow me at Danny Bets to check out my official bets there. We got basketball back. We got hopefully the Phillies win tonight. Game 7.
Big game. 5. Yeah, it starts in like 5 minutes. Yeah,
a lot of sports going on right now. Boxing, NFL. So great time.
For sure, I completely agree. Guys, make sure once we close this out, tune in to Bankroll Blitz. Those guys will be live right now, breaking down all 16 games in the NFL season. And Matt W. Okay.
By
Get a lottery ticket while you're at it, Matt. Get a lottery ticket. Don't worry, we'll be here next week if it happens to give you your props. But
yeah, for sure.
I think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be a long night for Mr. Francis Ngannou. That'll do it for us, guys. We'll be back next week. Very least recap these fights that happen. I'm sure we'll have another big fight. I have to look at the card. And we'll see you guys next week. This was the main event on Talkin Hands. Peace out, guys.